Who is invincible, the one who cannot be upset? Seneca. What if I told you that 90% of the anger you feel isn't about what others do? It's about how you choose to react. Every slight, every insult, every frustrating interaction doesn't have to steal your calm. Yet, most of us fall into the trap of letting emotions control us, replaying every slight in our minds like a broken record. Imagine if you could train yourself to remain unshaken, no matter what someone says or does. What if the key to ending anger wasn't changing others, but mastering yourself? That's exactly what Stoicism teaches. And in this video, I'm going to show you the one practice that can fundamentally change how you respond to the world. By the time you finish watching, you'll understand not just how to stop being angry, but how to reclaim your energy, your clarity, and your power over every situation. Watch till the very end, because the technique I reveal isn't just a tip. It's a transformative mindset that can make anger almost impossible to take root in your life. Are you ready to take control and step into true emotional freedom? Let's dive in. Number 1, recognize what's within your control and what is. Anger thrives in the space where we forget the simple truth. Some things are yours to influence and some are not. This is the bedrock of Stoic wisdom, and it's powerful enough to transform the way you interact with the world. Reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Every time someone pushes your buttons or a situation unfolds in a way you didn't want, pause. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? Can I change it? Can I dictate how it behaves or reacts? If the answer is no, you have only one option: let it go. Stop feeding it with your energy, your irritation, your mental scripts of why me or how dare they. Now, this isn't about detachment in a cold, emotionless way. It's about understanding that your power resides entirely within your own choices, your own judgments, your own response. The moment you start distinguishing between what's yours to manage and what belongs to the chaos of the external world, anger loses its grip. Your mind becomes a fortress where only your decisions live, not the uncontrollable whims of others. And here's the exercise that cements this. The next time a wave of irritation rises, stop. Take 3 deep breaths. Identify exactly what's yours to influence. Focus solely on that. Watch how instantly your body relaxes, how the narrative in your head begins to shift. Remember, Stoicism isn't passive. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think of your reaction as your creation, your art. Each moment of clarity where you choose response over reflex, calm over anger, is a victory. You are training a new habit, a mental reflex that refuses to bow to petty provocations. And like any habit, it needs repetition. Every single day, dedicate moments to reflect. Which parts of your life are you pushing against unnecessarily? Which battles are not yours to fight? Make a mental inventory and practice letting go of one thing every day. You can also turn this into a written exercise. Keep a journal. Each time someone or something triggers an emotional storm, write down the event, your initial reaction, and then, crucially, what part of it was under your control. Strike out what is. Circle what you can influence. This simple act rewires your mind, reinforces the Stoic perspective, and trains you to respond rather than react. Over time, anger becomes rarer. You no longer feel swept away by impulses. You gain a kind of quiet sovereignty over your own mind. But here's the real secret. Recognizing what's within your control isn't a one-time revelation, it's a practice, a daily ritual. It requires vigilance, patience, and the willingness to confront your instincts honestly. You must observe your mind with the same calm curiosity a Stoic would. Where am I attaching my peace to the uncontrollable? Where am I surrendering my energy unnecessarily? And when you catch it, stop yourself. Reclaim it. Decide consciously to focus only on what is yours. Do this consistently and you'll notice something extraordinary. Anger won't just fade, it will feel unnatural to hold onto. The small provocations, the micro-irritations, the ego-bruising moments, they simply pass through your mind without leaving stains. You've built an inner armor forged not from avoidance but from mastery over yourself. And that mastery is liberating. That mastery is freedom. You hold the reins of your inner life and nothing outside can dictate your peace. Let this practice become your daily companion, and you will find in the quiet clarity of Stoic discipline that anger is no longer a visitor. It's an exiled stranger, never invited in. Number 2, pause before reacting. Observe your emotions without judgment. Pause, just pause. Before your body tenses, before your mind races, before words spill out that you'll wish you could take back. That moment, the one so easily skipped, is where your power begins. Reminds us you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The moment you pause, even for a heartbeat, you claim that power. You step out of the automatic loop of reactive anger and stand in a space where choice exists. This isn't about bottling up emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about observing them without judgment, giving yourself permission to notice the fire without immediately throwing gasoline on it. When you feel anger rising, notice it. Name it. Say to yourself, this is anger, this is irritation, this is discomfort. Simply labeling your emotion without shame, without judgment, interrupts the automatic chain reaction that keeps you trapped in frustration. You don't have to act on it. You don't have to argue. You don't even have to speak. You simply watch like a quiet observer of your own mind, and suddenly the impulse to lash out loses its grip. You begin to realize that anger is not a command. It's a signal, a message from your body, a wave that will pass if you allow it. Here's the crucial part. You must practice this relentlessly. Start by giving yourself tiny windows of pause throughout the day, even when anger isn't present. Take a deep breath before responding to any situation that triggers discomfort. Count slowly from 1 to 10, or focus on the sensation of your feet on the ground, the rhythm of your breathing, the subtle tension in your shoulders. You are training your mind to step outside the storm, to observe without diving headfirst into it. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you pause before reacting, you are exercising your reaction, shaping it into deliberate, conscious choice. The more you do this, the more automatic it becomes. You'll start noticing the early signs of anger, the quickened heartbeat, the tightness in your chest, the thoughts racing toward blame. And each time you'll have the opportunity to practice pausing, observing, and releasing. It becomes a habit, a muscle, a superpower that grows stronger every time you use it. You'll start to see that people, circumstances, even the most frustrating provocations, are powerless against a mind that has learned to pause. You can even take it further. After a pause, reflect briefly. Is this anger serving me? What would a wise person do here? What's within my control? These questions shift your focus from external irritations to internal mastery. Anger loses its fuel when you stop feeding it with reaction. Your mind becomes a still pond, reflecting clearly instead of a storm tossing you into rash decisions. You are no longer a slave to impulse. You are the master of your inner world. So start now. The next time irritation rises, don't react. Pause, observe, breathe, label, release. Make it a ritual, make it a daily practice. This is your path to freedom from anger. The Stoics didn't promise that life would be free of frustration, but they showed the path to being unshakable in the face of it. And you can walk that path today, simply by choosing to pause before you react. Your mind, your peace, and your life will never be the same. Number 3, reframe others. Actions as a reflection of their nature, not yours. One of the most powerful tools you can wield in the fight against anger is the ability to reframe the actions of others. Imagine for a moment that someone cuts you off, insults you, or acts in a way that feels unfair. Your first instinct is likely to feel a rush of irritation, a spike of judgment, a desire to retaliate. But the Stoics teach us something radically freeing. Their actions are a mirror of their character, not yours. Said, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil. Understand that the chaos, the cruelty, the ignorance you encounter isn't a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of theirs. This simple mental shift is not just theory, it's a practice, a muscle you can develop daily, and once you start exercising it, anger begins to lose its grip on you. You have to train yourself to see every challenging interaction as an opportunity to practice calm. Start by pausing when irritation rises. Instead of reacting, ask yourself, what does this reveal about them? Let that thought sink in. By attributing their behavior to their own flaws, insecurities, or lack of clarity, you stop feeding your emotional fire. You stop allowing another person's actions to hijack your peace. Every time you succeed, you reinforce a new habit, one where your mind becomes untouchable, your energy intact, and your focus sharp. But don't stop there. To really internalize this, you need daily exercises. Each night, reflect on the day and identify moments where someone's behavior triggered you. Then, write down why it reflects them and not you. This isn't journaling for the sake of venting. It's active mental reframing. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, your perception will shift. You'll start recognizing patterns in others without getting pulled into the whirlpool of emotion. Anger will begin to feel optional rather than automatic, because you've trained your mind to see the distinction between what is theirs to carry and what is yours. Remember, this isn't a passive process. You have to remind yourself constantly that you are the master of your own mind. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That means every insult, every slight, every moment of frustration is a choice point. You can choose to absorb it, letting it poison your thoughts, or you can choose to observe it, categorize it as their issue, and let it float past without leaving a mark. Make that choice deliberately, over and over, until it becomes second nature. Here's the practical magic. When you start reframing consistently, you'll notice something incredible. You'll become untouchable in a way others can sense but can't quite explain. You'll maintain your composure in situations that would have sparked fury in the past. You'll feel a quiet, powerful freedom because no one else holds the keys to your emotional state, only you do. Start small, start now. Each interaction is your gym. Each pause, each reframing, each conscious choice is a repetition strengthening your inner fortress. And soon, the world will throw its worst at you, and you'll respond not with rage, but with clarity, calm, and unstoppable focus. This is the Stoic path. It's simple in concept, yet transformative in execution. You don't need to change them. You only need to change the lens through which you view them. Take action today. Commit to noticing, reframing, and letting go. Do this consistently, and you will discover what it truly means to be untouchable, unshakable, and free from anger. Number 4, practice daily journaling to process and release built-up frustration. You want to stop being angry at everyone, right? You want that simmering frustration to vanish, leaving calm and control in its place. Here, the key, start journaling. Not occasionally, not when it feels convenient, but as a daily ritual. Journaling is more than writing words on a page. It's a deliberate act of clearing your mind, processing your emotions, and letting go of the tension that's been silently building inside you. Said, when you have the power to benefit someone, why put it off? But when you can't, accept it calmly. Journaling trains you to do exactly that with your own emotions. You can't always control what others do, but you can control how you respond, and the page becomes your training ground. Here, how to make it real. Set aside a fixed time each day, even just 10 minutes. Take your pen, open your journal, and start with a question. What am I feeling right now? Don't filter yourself. Let the frustration, irritation, or judgment flow onto the paper. Name it, own it. When you see it written down, it loses its power over you. Then ask, why does this matter? Will this matter in a week, a month? This simple reflection shifts your mind from reaction to perspective. Seneca wrote, "We are often more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Your journal is the mirror that lets you separate imagined threats from actual reality, so anger can't thrive. As you write, focus on action, not just emotion. Ask yourself, what is within my control right now? The goal isn't to suppress anger, it's to understand it, dissect it, and release it. You can turn your journal into a toolkit. One page for gratitude, one page for reflection, one page for planning your calm response to challenges. Even if anger tries to sneak in throughout the day, your daily habit has already equipped you with perspective. The pen in your hand becomes your shield, your mentor, and your therapist all in one. Here's the secret that most people miss. Journaling works because it externalizes what's inside. Thoughts are volatile, fleeting, they explode when left unchecked. But when you write them, they become objects you can examine, question, and dismantle. You start seeing patterns, triggers, repetitive judgments, and unhelpful narratives. Once identified, they lose their grip. You gain clarity, you gain control, and every day the anger that once ruled you diminishes. Make it a ritual. Morning or night doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Your journal is private, sacred. Here, there's no need to explain, justify, or impress anyone. Here, you are free to explore the depths of your mind without judgment, free to let go of grudges that quietly poison your energy. Also said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This is your power. Your journal is your instrument. So start today. Grab a pen, open a notebook, and pour yourself onto the page. Feel the tension loosen, feel the anger fade, feel your mind expand. Do this daily, and in time, you won't just manage anger, you won't recognize it anymore. It will no longer control your mornings, your conversations, or your nights. You will be free. You will be calm. You will have mastered the inner art of releasing what no longer serves you, and every day will reinforce that mastery. Make journaling your sanctuary, and watch as the habit transforms you from reactive to unshakable. Number 5, focus on gratitude and the present moment to dissolve resentment. Imagine for a moment that every time anger rises within you, it's like a storm cloud building over your mind. It's heavy, distracting, and it distorts everything you see. Now, what if I told you that there's a way to dissolve that storm before it ever drenches you? Gratitude and presence are your umbrellas, your shields, and your secret weapons. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." That's not just philosophy. It's a tool, a daily practice, a way to reclaim your mental freedom. When you focus on gratitude, you're not just saying a quiet thank you to the universe. You're actively rewiring your perception. You shift from seeing what's wrong, who hurt you, or what's missing to seeing what's here, what's available, and what is within your control. Start small. Each morning before you speak, think of 3 things you actually have: the warmth of your body, the clarity in your mind, the breath that fills your lungs. Feel it. Let it anchor you. By training your mind to notice what you have rather than what someone else took or failed to give, resentment loses its grip. Now pair that gratitude with full immersion in the present moment. The past is gone, the future is uncertain. All that truly exists is this breath, this thought, this action. Anger is a mental time machine. It drags you into memories and projections that serve no purpose. Ground yourself. Feel your feet on the floor, notice the rhythm of your heartbeat, and pay attention to the sensations of the world around you. This is more than mindfulness. It's a Stoic exercise in mastery over your inner self. Reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Here's the action. The next time irritation flickers inside, pause, inhale slowly. Name one thing you can genuinely appreciate in that moment. Name another thing. Let the list grow. By doing this, you create space between stimulus and reaction. That space is freedom. It's where calm decisions live, where you stop reacting like a storm-tossed leaf and start responding with clarity. You'll notice that resentment, that bitter fire, begins to fade almost imperceptibly, replaced with something steadier. Acceptance, clarity, even a quiet joy that doesn't depend on others behaving perfectly. Make it a habit. Each evening, reflect on your day and identify moments where anger could have taken over and where gratitude and presence took the reins instead. Write them down. Let them accumulate like evidence of your growth, proof that you can train your mind to release what doesn't serve you. This is not about suppressing emotion. It's about redirecting it toward what strengthens you. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. Slowly, the world no longer triggers you. People's slights, misunderstandings, and careless words become background noise rather than personal attacks. Your energy is yours again. You have the tools. You have the guidance of centuries of Stoic wisdom whispering in your ear. And you have this moment right now to take the first step. So start today. Focus on gratitude. Anchor yourself in the present. Watch as resentment weakens, anger diminishes, and a quiet, unshakable strength rises inside you. This isn't just a way to cope. It's a way to live freely, fully, and unshakably. Every breath, every thought, every action can be a building block in your fortress of calm. Don't wait. Take it, use it, own it. Remember, anger is a choice, and the more you practice detachment, the less control it has over you. Start applying what you learned today. Pause, reflect, and respond with calm clarity instead of reacting. Make this a daily habit and you'll notice a shift, not just in how you feel, but in how others respond to you. If you're serious about mastering your mind and reclaiming your peace, don't just watch, take action. Implement this today and see the difference tomorrow. And before you go, hit that like button if this resonated, subscribe for more Stoic strategies, and share this with someone who needs a calm mind in a chaotic world. Remember, mastery over anger is mastery over your life. Stay strong, stay steady, and I'll see you in the next one. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. What if I told you that some people in your life didn't just hurt you by accident? They did it intentionally. That betrayal, that manipulation, that subtle sabotage, it wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And every time you allow them back into your life, every time you give them a second chance, you hand them the power to hurt you again. Today, we're going to confront a truth most avoid. Some people are toxic by design, and forgiving them blindly only keeps you trapped in their cycle. But here, the key, Stoicism gives you a way to reclaim your power, protect your mind, and rise above their games. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why certain people should never get a second chance, but you'll also learn actionable Stoic strategies to guard your energy, detach without guilt, and strengthen your inner fortress. So stay with me till the very last second, because the wisdom you gain here could change how you interact with everyone who has ever tried to manipulate, betray, or intentionally damage you. Your peace is worth it. Number 1, recognize intentional harm and accept reality. You need to start by seeing things clearly. So many people get caught in a trap because they refuse to acknowledge reality, because they cling to hope that someone who has harmed them will suddenly change. Said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is wrong, I will happily change. But I am not easily swayed by wishes or illusions. You must adopt this clarity for yourself. Recognizing intentional harm is not cynicism. It is the foundation of your freedom. You cannot act with power, with dignity, or with calm if you are still pretending that someone's actions were accidental, that their cruelty was a misunderstanding, or that their betrayal is something that can simply be overlooked. Accept it. Look squarely at what they did and name it for what it is: intentional. Denying it only keeps you bound, tangled in a story that isn't yours to bear. Once you accept reality, everything shifts. You stop wasting energy trying to rationalize the irrational, trying to excuse the inexcusable. You reclaim your focus, your peace, your autonomy. But this is not a one-time realization. It is a daily practice. Start small. Each morning, ask yourself, who in my life has crossed a line I should not tolerate? Observe your feelings without judgment. Feel the sting, the anger, the hurt, and then consciously place it aside like advised. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Write it down. Journal your observations. Record the patterns of behavior, the ways in which people seek to manipulate, betray, or drain you. When you see it clearly on paper, you can step back and examine it with a calm mind instead of reacting impulsively. This recognition is the first step toward action, because once you accept reality, you no longer have to repeat the same mistakes. You no longer have to reopen doors to those who intentionally damaged you. You begin to create boundaries, firm, non-negotiable limits that safeguard your energy and your integrity. And these boundaries aren't walls built from fear. They are shields forged from wisdom. Start practicing them today. Decide what is unacceptable. Decide what behaviors you will no longer tolerate. Speak your truth calmly, firmly, without aggression. Walk away when your boundaries are challenged. And notice something remarkable. The moment you stop expecting others to act differently than they are, the weight of their actions no longer drags you down. You step into a state of freedom that is uniquely Stoic. Another practical exercise is reflection and visualization. Each evening, spend a few quiet minutes imagining yourself reacting to harm with composure, clarity, and unshakable calm. Picture the person who wronged you behaving exactly as they have, and watch yourself respond with detachment and inner strength. Feel the serenity of walking away without regret, without replaying their misdeeds in your mind. Repeat this until it becomes second nature. This is how you train your mind, your emotions, and your daily habits to align with Stoic wisdom. Remember, recognizing intentional harm is not about bitterness, nor is it about revenge. It is about seeing clearly, accepting reality, and using that clarity to reclaim your life. You cannot control what others do, but you can control how you respond, what you allow into your space, and how you cultivate your inner fortress. By acknowledging their intent and setting boundaries, you stop giving them power over your peace. You stop giving them chances to hurt you again. And slowly, methodically, you become untouchable. Not because you are cold, but because you are grounded in truth, in discipline, and in the calm strength of your own mind. So take action today. Write down your boundaries, journal their patterns, practice detachment and visualization, accept reality fully. The moment you do, you will feel the weight lift. You will understand that giving someone a second chance when they intended harm is not generosity, it is surrender. And surrender is no longer part of your path. Step into this clarity and let it guide every choice, every boundary, every breath. You are in control, always. Number 2, detach emotionally to regain control. You have to realize something fundamental. When someone intentionally hurts you, the damage isn't just in the action itself. It's in the way you let it nest inside your mind, consuming your energy and dictating your reactions. The first step to reclaiming control is emotional detachment. And no, detachment doesn't mean indifference, weakness, or shutting off your feelings. It means stepping back, observing your emotions without letting them chain you, and realizing that your inner peace is not theirs to destroy. Said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That's your key. You already have everything you need to regain authority over your thoughts, your decisions, and your life. When you allow anger, resentment, or hurt to linger, you give that person influence over you a second time. That's the danger. Detachment is not about pretending the harm didn't happen. It's about refusing to let their actions dictate your state of mind. Start by observing your emotions as if you were watching clouds pass in the sky. Name them, recognize them, but don't attach your identity to them. Journal them, speak them aloud, or even just sit in silence and label what you feel. Every time you do this, you strengthen the boundary between yourself and the chaos they tried to introduce into your life. You learn that your calm is yours to hold, no matter what storm rages outside. You can make this a daily practice. Each morning, spend a few minutes in quiet reflection, setting your intention to remain grounded, to react deliberately instead of impulsively. Picture the person who hurt you. Picture the moment when their words, actions, or betrayals would normally trigger a storm inside you. Now, visualize yourself observing that moment with calm clarity, your mind untangled, your heart steady. This is not fantasy, it's training. You're rewiring your responses. You are teaching yourself that control is internal, not external, and that your peace cannot be borrowed, stolen, or manipulated. Detachment also means learning to pause before acting. When someone crosses a line, your first impulse may be to retaliate, argue, or justify yourself. Stop, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this action mine to take? Will it improve my life, or am I merely feeding their narrative? By inserting this small space of conscious choice, you regain command over your energy. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Every time you respond with deliberate calm instead of reactive chaos, you reclaim the authority they tried to strip from you. Another exercise is to practice physical detachment alongside emotional detachment. Engage in movement that clears your mind, a walk, a run, or even focused stretching. Let your body anchor your awareness in the present moment while your mind releases the grip of past harm. Pair this with breathing exercises, inhaling purpose, exhaling resentment, and letting each exhale carry away fragments of anger or hurt. Your body becomes a vessel for calm, your mind a fortress of rationality, and your emotions a tool rather than a tyrant. Finally, remind yourself constantly that detachment is empowerment. It is not avoidance, it is strategy. You are not walking away because you fear confrontation. You are walking away because you value your peace, your clarity, and your sovereignty more than the chaos they offer. Each time you practice this, your resilience grows, your judgment sharpens, and your ability to respond with wisdom, not impulse, becomes unshakable. Stand firm in this. Cultivate it. Make it habitual. Guard your mind as fiercely as you would guard any treasure, because your tranquility is the most powerful asset you possess. Detachment is your shield, your sword, and your liberation. Practice it daily. Observe your emotions without being consumed. Pause before reacting. Engage your body and your breath to anchor your calm. Build these habits relentlessly. And watch as the power they thought they had over you dissolves entirely, leaving you free, composed, and stronger than ever before. Number 3, stop seeking validation or apologies. You have to understand something crucial. Seeking validation or apologies from someone who intentionally damaged you is like pouring water into a broken cup. No matter how much you pour, it never fills. The Stoics taught that your peace and virtue are within your control, and everything else, including the recognition or remorse of others, is not. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You see, when you chase apologies or hope for validation, you hand over your power. You place your calm, your self-worth, and your sense of justice in the hands of someone who has already proven they do not respect it. Every time you wait for their acknowledgement, You give them an invisible leash over your mind and your emotions. You need to break that cycle. Stop waiting. Stop hopping. Stop wishing that the person who hurt you will see the light, admit their wrongs, or somehow make things right. It's not your responsibility to fix their moral compass. Your responsibility is your own growth, your own clarity, and your own serenity. Begin by practicing deliberate detachment. When a thought arises that you need them to apologize or validate you, acknowledge it and then redirect your focus. Write it down in a journal if that helps. Express the frustration, the anger, the desire, but then release it. Stoics believed in the discipline of separating what is within your control from what is not. And this, right here, is a perfect exercise in that discipline. Now let's make this tangible. Every time you feel that pull, the pull to seek recognition, to demand an apology, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I control in this moment? The answer is always you. Your response, your behavior, your mindset. You cannot control their guilt, their sense of morality, or whether they recognize the harm they've caused. But you can control how firmly you protect your own mind. You can control whether you remain calm, whether you maintain dignity, whether you refuse to let their actions dictate your self-worth. This is not about coldness or indifference. It's about reclaiming your sovereignty and refusing to be dragged into their moral drama. Another practice is to replace the need for external validation with internal affirmation. Each morning, look in the mirror and remind yourself, I am enough, I am whole, my value is not tied to others' recognition. Repeat it until it resonates, until it sinks past the noise of the past and the hurt. Then throughout your day, notice every time you start craving their apology or acknowledgement. Pause, ground yourself. Shift your energy back to what truly matters. Your work, your habits, your clarity, your growth. Make it a ritual. Make it a habit. You are training your mind to stand firm, unshaken by the actions or inactions of others. You also have to embrace the Stoic truth that justice is often inherent in the universe. You don't need to enforce it. You don't need to demand it. Life has a way of balancing itself, and sometimes the best action is complete non-engagement. Let the one who harmed you navigate their consequences, while you rise above. The energy you save from no longer seeking apologies can be redirected toward building yourself, toward mastering your emotions, and toward creating a life that no one can disrupt. So take action today. Start small. Stop texting, stop waiting, stop hopping. Journal your feelings, affirm your worth, redirect your focus, and reclaim your calm. Practice daily reflection. Meditate, exercise. Repeatedly remind yourself that validation is internal, apologies are optional, and your peace, your strength, and your dignity are non-negotiable. By breaking the habit of seeking validation or apologies, you step fully into the Stoic path: self-mastery, resilience, and unshakable calm. Let them live with their choices. You live with your power, you live free. Number 4, set unbreakable personal boundaries. You must understand this. Your energy, your mind, your peace, they are yours to protect, and nobody has the right to encroach on them. If someone has intentionally damaged you, giving them another chance without first setting solid boundaries is like handing them a map to your inner world, unlocked and undefended. Stoicism teaches us that the first step toward freedom is knowing what is within your control and defending it fiercely. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Your boundaries are what is within your power, and they are the foundation of every deliberate, tranquil life. Without them, you are constantly at the mercy of others' whims, their manipulations, their harmful patterns. Setting unbreakable personal boundaries is not a one-time declaration. It's a daily practice, a living framework that protects your energy from erosion. You need to begin by clearly defining what is non-negotiable for you, what you will no longer tolerate in words, actions, or attitudes. Write these down. Speak them aloud to yourself. Let them resonate until they are carved into your mind. Boundaries are not about punishing others. They are about honoring yourself. They are the invisible walls that say, "I will not allow anyone to enter here without respect, integrity, and consideration." When someone has deliberately hurt you, a boundary becomes a shield, a tool of self-preservation, and a statement of self-respect. But defining your boundaries is only the beginning. You must also enforce them consistently. This is where courage meets discipline. Every time you hesitate or allow an exception, you weaken the structure of your sanctuary. Practice saying no, loudly in your mind if not out loud, until it feels natural. Visualize yourself standing firm when faced with intrusion, refusing to bend for manipulation, guilt, or expectation. Use your journal to rehearse scenarios, how you would respond, what your posture would be, how your words would carry authority without aggression. This mental rehearsal makes the real-life application seamless. Another key aspect is emotional detachment. Stoics often speak of the importance of controlling your reactions. By setting boundaries, you are not just protecting yourself physically or socially. You are mastering your inner domain. When someone attempts to cross your limits, practice observing the situation without immediate judgment or emotional charge. Breathe, center yourself, and respond with calm clarity. Your boundaries are reinforced not only by your words and actions, but by the unshakable energy you project. People sense when they cannot push past your limits. Your composure becomes a deterrent as potent as any spoken assertion. To make this practice habitual, incorporate small exercises into your daily life. Begin with minor boundaries. Decide what time you will not answer messages, what kind of interactions you will not tolerate, or what personal spaces are off limits. Each small victory builds the mental muscle for bigger, more critical boundaries. Track your adherence. Reflect nightly. Did you uphold your limits today? Where did you falter and why? Adjust tomorrow. This iterative process transforms boundary setting from an abstract ideal into a tangible, lived reality. Remember, the strength of your boundaries is the strength of your freedom. They allow you to walk through life unshaken by those who would otherwise drain or manipulate you. You are not responsible for enforcing justice upon those who harmed you. You are responsible for defending your own peace. Stand firm. Protect your energy. Let every boundary you set be a quiet, unyielding act of self-respect. And in that steadfastness, you embody the Stoic ideal, a life guided by reason, fortified by virtue, and untouched by the chaos of those who cannot honor it. Number 5, focus on self-growth, not retaliation. You have to understand this deeply. When someone has damaged you intentionally, your instinct might scream for retaliation. It's tempting to want to make them feel the pain they caused you to balance the scales with your own actions. But Stoicism teaches a different, far more powerful path. Said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Think about that for a moment. When you focus on retaliation, you let their choices dictate your behavior, your emotions, and your energy. You hand over control of your life to someone who has already proven they are unworthy of it. Instead, the true victory lies in turning your attention inward to your own growth, your own mastery, and your own peace. That is where power lives. That is where freedom begins. You need to make self-growth your priority, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, now. Every moment spent thinking about getting even is a moment stolen from building the person you are capable of becoming. Start by identifying areas in your life where you can invest your energy with purpose. Strengthen your mind, your body, your habits. Read deeply. Journal honestly. Meditate in silence. Train your body until it feels like an extension of your discipline. Each of these acts of self-mastery is a strike against the influence of those who hurt you. Each step forward reminds you that the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. Turn this energy into a daily practice. Each morning, commit to actions that elevate you, not ones that tether you to resentment. Take 5 minutes to breathe, reflect, and set your intentions. Ask yourself, where will I invest my attention today? Will it feed my growth or will it fuel my desire for revenge? Make this a habit. Over time, you'll notice something remarkable. The less you focus on them, the smaller they become in your mind and the bigger you become in your life. You start to operate from a place of calm, deliberate action instead of reactive anger. Your inner world becomes untouchable and no external harm can shake it. That is the essence of Stoic power: quiet, steadfast, unassailable. Practical exercises will anchor this mindset even further. Keep a journal where you chart your progress daily. Write down a negative interaction, then immediately follow it by 3 deliberate actions you took that were about your growth, not about getting back at someone. Visualize yourself achieving the goals you set. Picture your life 5 years from now, dominated by discipline, focus, and inner peace. Allow yourself to feel the satisfaction of becoming someone your past self would admire, someone completely unshaken by the actions of others. This is how you redirect energy from destruction into creation, from chaos into order. And here's a truth that will shift everything. Your time, your energy, and your focus are finite. When you spend them chasing retaliation, you're giving someone else a second chance to control your life. Don't do it. Instead, use that energy to sculpt yourself into a version of yourself so resilient, so capable, so grounded in virtue that the actions of others feel inconsequential. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Every act of self-discipline, every moment of calm reflection, every effort to improve yourself is a reaction that elevates you instead of dragging you down. It's the silent, unstoppable victory. So take action now. Journal, meditate, train, reflect, and cultivate habits that build you instead of feeding the desire for revenge. Make a list of areas in your life that need growth and attack them relentlessly. Turn the energy they stole into fuel for your transformation. Watch as your mind sharpens, your body strengthens, and your inner peace solidifies. While they remain trapped in their own patterns, you move forward free and unshakable. Focus on growth. Let retaliation fall away. Because the strongest, most stoic response isn't in striking back. It's in rising above, in becoming unassailable, in proving to yourself that nothing outside your control can touch your power. Remember, your energy is sacred and your peace is non-negotiable. If someone chose to harm you intentionally, giving them a second chance isn't bravery, it's giving your power away. Stoicism teaches us that control over your reactions is the ultimate freedom. Walk away, detach, and reclaim your life with quiet strength. Take a moment after this video to reflect. Who in your life has crossed a line you should never have to tolerate again? Let this be the turning point where you stop opening doors for those who only bring damage. If this message resonated with you, share, and subscribe to ensure you never miss another guide to guarding your mind and mastering your inner calm. And remember, your growth, your peace, and your boundaries are yours to protect. Stand firm, walk tall, and never let intentional harm find a home in your life again. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. What if I told you that the loudest person in the room is rarely the one who earns real respect? Think about it. Shouting, boasting, or trying to prove yourself constantly doesn't command admiration. It demands attention. True respect, the kind that sticks and influences silently, comes from mastery over yourself, not over others. In this video, we're diving deep into the art of earning respect without saying a word, a modern Stoic approach to influence, presence, and authority. You'll discover how subtle actions, calm confidence, and deliberate detachment can make people notice you in ways words never could. Imagine walking into any room and feeling the unspoken recognition, the quiet acknowledgement that people naturally gravitate toward. That's the power we're unpacking today. Stay with me till the very end, because the techniques we'll reveal aren't just theoretical. They're actionable strategies you can start applying immediately. By the time this video concludes, you won't just understand silent respect. You'll feel how to embody it, commanding influence effortlessly. Get ready to transform the way the world perceives you, without saying a single boastful word. Number 1, master your emotions. Stay calm under pressure. Who is brave? He who masters his emotions. Seneca, let that sink in. Mastering your emotions isn't just some lofty ideal, it's the foundation of silent respect. Imagine the power of moving through the world unshaken, unprovoked, and fully in control. When you stay calm under pressure, you stop giving others the satisfaction of seeing you rattled. You stop reacting to the chaos around you and start responding with clarity, strength, and intentionality. This is the kind of presence that commands attention without a single word. You want respect. You earn it not by shouting, not by demanding, but by embodying stability. You are a rock while the world crashes around you. You are the eye of the storm. Here's the first step: awareness. You must first notice when emotions rise. A subtle tightening in your chest, a fleeting irritation, a racing thought. These are signals. Acknowledge them, don't suppress them. Stoicism teaches that you are not your emotions. They are messages, not mandates. Say to yourself, this feeling is coming, but it does not control me. Repeat it until it becomes a natural habit. This simple act is more powerful than any outward show of anger or frustration. It reminds you that your inner world is yours alone, untouched by the whims of others. Next, practice deliberate pauses. Before reacting to tension, pressure, or provocation, take a breath. Count to 5 or 10 if you need it. Feel the sensation of space opening between the stimulus and your response. In that space lies your power. Most people react instantly, letting the heat of the moment dictate their actions. You choose. You observe, you decide. You are the one writing the story of how this moment unfolds. This pause is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger with consistent exercise. Make it a ritual. In meetings, conversations, even fleeting interactions where you feel irritation or impatience, pause. Own it. Then direct your energy inward. Channel the intensity of your emotions into reflection, strategy, and refinement. Journaling is a powerful tool here. Write down what you feel, why you feel it, and what action aligns with your highest self, not your impulses. Reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Let this guide your reflection. Every strong, controlled response builds a reservoir of silent influence. People notice it even if they don't name it. There's a magnetic weight to someone who never overreacts but always acts with purpose. You also need a practice of grounding. Meditation, intentional breathing, and mental rehearsals are not optional. They are your arsenal. Before stepping into stressful scenarios, visualize yourself remaining calm. See your body steady, your mind clear, your voice measured. Imagine the respect you command simply by not succumbing to frenzy or panic. This visualization primes your mind to respond rather than react, to act with precision rather than emotion. It rewires your default reactions so that, over time, calmness becomes instinctive. Finally, commit to consistent reflection. Each evening, review the day with honesty. Identify moments where emotions nearly hijacked your decisions. Celebrate the moments you maintain composure. Chart your progress. Stoicism is a practice, not a destination. The more deliberate you are in mastering yourself, the more natural it becomes. When you move through the world with this steady poise, respect follows quietly but powerfully. People don't always hear it in words, but they feel it in every interaction. They see it in your eyes, your posture, your measured responses. Silent respect is earned in the stillness of your mind, the control of your heart, and the mastery of your emotions. Start now. Breathe, pause, reflect, grow, become the calm in the chaos, and let the world feel your strength without a single word uttered. This approach, practiced daily, transforms you. You are no longer a participant in emotional turmoil. You are the master of your inner domain. And in mastering that, you earn something that no one can take from you: unwavering respect. Number 2, focus on actions, not words. Let results speak. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Let that sink in for a moment. Too often we get tangled in words, promises, explanations, justifications, and empty declarations of intent. You think respect comes from being heard, from loudly proclaiming your worth, but it doesn't. It comes from what you do, from the quiet consistency of your actions. When you focus on action over words, you begin to carve out a space in the world where people sense your integrity before they even think about it. The path to silent respect isn't flashy, it's steady, deliberate, and unshakable. You need to embrace this mindset fully, to understand that words are cheap and results are priceless. You don't need to tell anyone who you are or what you can do. Let your life be your statement, and the world will listen. Start by observing your daily routines. Look at your habits and ask yourself, do they reflect the person I claim to be, or just the one I talk about in passing? Stoicism teaches that virtue is sufficient for happiness, and virtue is expressed through deeds, not chatter. Shift your energy from rehearsing explanations to perfecting execution. Take the small things seriously, the tasks no one notices, the choices you make in private. They matter far more than any public display or loud declaration. This is where silent respect grows. In consistency, in discipline, in showing up when it's inconvenient, in doing what must be done without waiting for applause. Now here's an exercise to embed this into your life. For 1 week, monitor your words. Every time you feel the urge to explain yourself, justify your decisions, or claim your value verbally, pause, breathe. Ask yourself if what you're about to say will produce results or if it's just noise. Instead of speaking, redirect that energy into an action that proves your point without uttering a single word. Complete a task that elevates your competence. Take a step toward a personal goal. Make a decision that aligns with your values, even if no one notices. By the end of the week, you'll notice a shift, not in how others talk about you, but in how they respond to you. Respect doesn't need fanfare. It is a quiet acknowledgement that emanates from the visible strength of your character. Another way to strengthen this practice is by reflecting nightly. Before bed, review your actions. Did you let your work speak louder than your complaints? Did your behavior mirror the person you aspire to be? The Stoics urge us to examine ourselves constantly. Seneca reminds us, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. Each day is an opportunity to demonstrate integrity silently, to make your life itself the loudest argument for your worth. The more you internalize this, the less you crave validation, and the more your presence naturally commands it. People feel it before they hear it. Action over words also teaches restraint. You'll stop wasting energy on debates and disputes that yield nothing. You'll stop explaining your worth because your results make it obvious. You'll move with precision, choosing battles that matter and abandoning those that don't. Every deliberate choice you make reinforces your silent authority. It's a lifestyle, a mindset, and a discipline that must be practiced daily. By focusing on what you control, your effort, your consistency, your values, you craft a life that commands respect effortlessly. So commit to this. Each morning, decide that today your work, your integrity, and your choices will speak louder than any proclamation. Each evening, reflect on the evidence you've left behind. Stop telling the world who you are. Show it. Let your actions build a reputation stronger than words ever could. This is how you earn respect silently. This is how you become the person would call good, quietly, consistently, unshakably. Number 3, maintain boundaries. Protect your energy silently. Imagine walking through life with a shield so subtle that no one notices it at first, yet its power is undeniable. That's what maintaining boundaries silently does for you. It's not about yelling, asserting dominance, or making anyone feel small. It's about protecting the quiet center of your being, your energy, and your focus. As once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Boundaries aren't barriers to connection. They are the invisible lines that safeguard your calm, your clarity, and your ability to act without being drained by distractions or unnecessary conflict. The first step is awareness. Begin to notice where your energy leaks, who pulls at your focus unnecessarily, what conversations, messages, or situations leave you tense or depleted. You must see these intrusions not as offenses but as signals. Signals telling you where to plant your silent defenses. Once you spot these drains, take deliberate action. Decide quietly but firmly what you will allow into your mental and emotional space. It's a practice of self-respect, of honoring the temple of your mind. You do this not by confrontation but by subtle. You leave some invitations unanswered. You redirect your attention. You decline interactions that carry hidden toxicity. You do it not out of anger but out of a deep, Stoic understanding that your energy is sacred. Seneca reminded us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Often, the harm comes not from others but from letting them dictate your state. Protecting your energy silently means that when someone tries to pull you into chaos, you simply do not engage, and in doing so, you reclaim your power without uttering a single word. This isn't a one-time act. It's a ritual, a muscle you strengthen daily. Each morning, visualize your boundaries as a circle of light around you. Imagine it expanding with every breath, absorbing negativity and reflecting it back into the void. When someone oversteps, rather than reacting, breathe deeply, reaffirm your circle, and continue. Every small act of saying no or choosing solitude over unnecessary interaction reinforces your energy. Each time you redirect your attention from what isn't serving you, you practice silent dominance. This isn't showy, it's quiet, unspoken, and extremely potent. People will notice it without needing explanations. They will sense your consistency, your calm, your refusal to be swayed. To anchor this habit, use practical exercises. Spend 10 minutes each day journaling where you felt your energy waver. Write down each moment and then reflect. Did you give away more than necessary? Could you have shifted your focus silently instead? Then, plan deliberate pauses in your day, moments where you step back, disengage, breathe, and reclaim your center. These are small acts, but over time, they build an impervious inner fortress. Another exercise. Before responding to any request, mentally ask yourself, will this cost me energy I cannot spare? If the answer is yes, allow yourself the permission to decline or defer silently. The beauty of silent boundaries is in their invisibility. No one needs to know that you are defending your peace. No one needs to see your strength to respect it. As Epictetus advised, it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. By holding firm without drama, by protecting your energy without explanation, you cultivate a presence that demands respect naturally. People feel it. They sense it. They can't help but recognize the quiet authority in your actions. Boundaries are not walls. They are a declaration to yourself that your mind, your focus, and your life are yours to govern. So start now. Observe, decide, protect. Let your energy become untouchable, and let respect, silent and unwavering, follow naturally. This is your practice, your discipline, your power. Number 4, lead by example. Consistency builds unspoken authority. Imagine for a moment the quiet power of showing up every single day with the same unshakable integrity, the kind that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, yet quietly commands respect. This is the essence of leading by example. In the modern world, everyone is talking, posting, broadcasting, striving for instant acknowledgement, but true authority, the kind that lasts, the kind people sense without a single word, is built in silence. Said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That's not a suggestion, it's a call to action. You can't earn silent respect by telling people who you are. You earn it by becoming the person who embodies it, relentlessly, consistently, without fanfare. Every choice you make, every habit you cultivate, every time you act in alignment with your principles, you're silently engraving authority into the perception of those around you. Consistency is the fuel for this kind of influence. One day of virtue doesn't build respect. One burst of productivity, one moment of integrity, it's admirable, yes, but fleeting. The real power comes from showing up day after day in a way that aligns with your values, that shows the world your character isn't negotiable. When you act with discipline, when your word matches your action, you are speaking volumes without saying a thing. People feel it in the way you carry yourself, in the calmness of your reactions, in the patience you exercise under pressure. Seneca reminded us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Every day you spend acting with intention is a day you're investing in unspoken authority. To put this into practice, start with the small, deliberate choices that reinforce your values. If honesty is your compass, commit to it in even the tiniest matters. Don't cut corners, don't exaggerate, don't compromise. If discipline is your pillar, let it show in your daily routines. The way you rise, the way you plan your work, the way you end your day. Journal your actions, review them, and notice patterns. Are you consistent in how you show up to yourself, to others? This reflection is not self-flagellation. It's the quiet forge where authority is tempered. The more deliberate your habits, the less you need to explain yourself. People notice patterns long before they notice speeches. Another exercise is to measure your reactions. When someone challenges you, deliberately pause. Do not react impulsively. Observe yourself. Your restraint, repeated enough times, becomes a statement louder than words. Your character cannot be swayed by petty provocations. You are building a reputation that is independent of approval or applause. You are becoming a silent force, and as Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Let that guide your daily practice. And remember, leading by example is not about perfection. It's about showing up with integrity every day, even when it's difficult, even when no one is watching. It's about letting your actions speak so clearly, so consistently, that respect is inevitable. People can't fake that. They can't argue against it. And the beauty is, you don't need to announce it, don't need to demand it. The authority you silently wield is magnetic, invisible, undeniable. Start today. Pick one action that reflects your highest values and repeat it. Tomorrow, add another. In months, you'll look back and see the authority you've built, not from words, but from relentless, quiet action. Your silent influence starts now. Lead consistently. Show up without seeking applause. Let the power of your actions speak, and watch as respect grows, organically, inevitably, around the unshakable foundation you've quietly laid. Number 5, practice humility. Avoid seeking validation or attention. True greatness is to be measured not by what a man accomplishes, but by how he endures. That's Epictetus speaking to you across time, reminding you that humility isn't weakness, it's power. And here's the truth you need to hear. You don't earn respect by shouting it, by broadcasting your achievements, or by fishing for compliments. Respect doesn't arrive on a silver platter when you clamor for attention. It seeps in quietly, almost imperceptibly, when others observe your consistency, your restraint, and your inner strength. You might feel a pull, a subtle itch to prove yourself, to make sure everyone sees how capable you are. That impulse is natural, but if you act on it, you dilute the force of your presence. Instead, practice humility. Choose restraint. Let your actions speak where your words fall short. Stop seeking validation outside yourself. That's the fundamental shift. Understand that what matters most isn't the applause you chase, but the discipline you cultivate in silence. Imagine this as a daily exercise. Start by observing your conversations today. Every time you feel the urge to insert your victories, your knowledge, or your cleverness, pause. Just pause. Let the silence stretch a fraction longer than it wants to. Feel the discomfort because it's there for a reason. It's your ego nudging you. Then, deliberately redirect your energy. Focus on listening, on asking, on noticing. When you stop validating yourself externally, something extraordinary happens. People begin to sense it. There's a quiet gravity in your presence. Wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This isn't just philosophy, it's a command. Be the person who quietly embodies their values. Be the one whose integrity, patience, and steady composure naturally draw respect. Humility isn't about shrinking yourself, it's about choosing where to expend your energy. You don't need the recognition of the loudest voices. You don't need the digital clout, the constant nods, or the visible pat on the back. Instead, turn inward. Begin a simple ritual each night. Reflect on 3 moments when you acted with restraint or exercised quiet patience. Record them. Don't embellish. Don't make them a trophy. Just note them. Over time, you'll notice a shift. Your self-worth will grow independently of external approval, and your presence will radiate the kind of authenticity people can't ignore. Another exercise: practice performing acts of competence without announcing them. If you complete a task skillfully, resist the urge to tell everyone. Let the outcome speak. If you help someone or solve a problem, step back quietly afterward. Notice how it feels not to receive immediate validation. That discomfort is the training ground of humility. Every moment you resist, you fortify your inner authority. You are building silent influence, a form of power that no one can undermine, a respect that doesn't rely on noise or approval. And remember, humility in action is contagious. When you stop chasing validation, others mirror it. They recognize the calm confidence in you and feel compelled to match it. You create a space where your worth is self-evident, where your consistency and character demand recognition without asking for it. You become the kind of person whose presence commands attention, whose silence speaks volumes, and whose integrity leaves a mark that lasts longer than any fleeting praise. So start now. Pause before you seek approval, listen more than you speak, reflect on your daily discipline, and let the quiet authority of humility shape your life. The world won't hear your power, it will feel it. You don't need to announce it, you just need to be it. Remember what taught us. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Respect isn't demanded. It's earned quietly through your actions, your discipline, and your unshakable calm. When you walk your path silently, letting your character speak for itself, people will feel it, even if they don't say a word. So take this moment to commit. Start practicing silent strength today. Let your integrity, your consistency, and your presence do the talking. No drama, no noise, just results. If this video resonated with you, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because there's a whole series here on mastering your mind, energy, and life the Stoic way. Apply these principles, watch your influence grow, and see the respect follow naturally. Stay disciplined, stay silent, and watch the world notice without a single boast. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. What if I told you that every single second of your life holds the potential for growth, but most people let those moments slip by unnoticed? Imagine how different your life could be if, instead of waiting for motivation or the right time, You forced yourself to be better, right now, in this very moment. It sounds intense, but that's the core of Stoic wisdom. Relentless self-improvement, not through harsh judgment, but through steady, purposeful action. In this video, force yourself to be better every second of your life. Stoicism. You'll uncover powerful insights that push you to embrace discipline, resilience, and growth every day. These ancient lessons will help you build habits that transform your mindset and propel you toward your best self. No excuses, no delays. Make sure you watch till the very end, because the final teachings offer a mindset shift that could redefine how you approach every challenge and opportunity in your life. Ready to take control and become the person you're meant to be? Let's dive in and start forcing greatness, 1 second at a time. Number 1, embrace discipline consistently. Discipline isn't some distant, boring concept reserved for monks or elite athletes. It's your secret weapon, right there inside you, waiting to be unleashed. If you want to force yourself to be better every second of your life, the first step is to embrace discipline consistently. Not sometimes, not when you feel like it, but every single day in every small decision you make. Think about what's said. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That power, that strength, lives in your discipline. It's the muscle that trains your mind to stay focused, to push past excuses, and to choose growth over comfort. But discipline isn't about harshness or punishment. It's about commitment, a gentle, steady commitment to your values and goals. It's showing up for yourself, even when you'd rather scroll through your phone or hit snooze. You don't have to make huge changes all at once. Start small. Maybe it's setting a fixed wake-up time, or deciding to write just 1 sentence, or simply pausing before reacting to frustration. These tiny acts build a foundation that supports everything else. Here's a practical exercise for you. Pick one area where you tend to waver. It could be how you manage your time, your focus, or even your mood. Then commit to a simple, concrete action related to that area for just 5 minutes a day. That's it, 5 minutes. It could be journaling, meditating, planning, or just sitting quietly. The key is consistency. Do it daily, no matter what. Over time, this small act will transform your mental landscape. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. No man is free who is not master of himself. Mastering yourself means mastering your habits. Discipline trains you to resist the urge to give up or give in. It builds a quiet strength inside, a force that keeps you moving forward, even when life feels heavy. You don't have to be perfect. Discipline isn't about never slipping up. It's about getting back on track every single time. When you mess up, don't beat yourself up. Instead, remind yourself that every moment is a fresh chance to choose better. That's the beauty of Stoicism. Every second offers a new opportunity to practice self-control and become stronger. So, are you ready to start? Choose your one action, commit to 5 minutes daily, and watch how, slowly but surely, discipline will become your steady companion, pushing you toward the person you're meant to be. Your future self is counting on it. Number 2, focus on self-improvement, not perfection. When it comes to becoming better every second of your life, here's a truth you need to hear. It's not about chasing perfection. Perfection is a mirage, an impossible ideal that, if you keep chasing it, will only leave you feeling frustrated, stuck, and drained. Instead, your focus should be on self-improvement, steady and real. The Stoics knew this well. Reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. That's the kind of clarity you want. Not a perfect life, but a life lived with intentional growth and authenticity. You see, when you fixate on perfection, you put an enormous weight on yourself. You make every little mistake feel like a failure. But Stoicism teaches you something different. Progress matters more than flawlessness. You're invited to show up, to act, to push a bit harder today than yesterday, even if your steps aren't perfect. It's about being better, not best. It's about cultivating habits that move you forward, even if it's by tiny increments. So what does that look like for you? Start by giving yourself permission to fail. Sounds strange, right? But failure is not your enemy, it's your teacher. When you stumble or fall short, don't beat yourself up. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? That's the essence of self-improvement in Stoicism. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your reaction is your power. Here's a practical exercise for you to try. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to reflect on one thing you did well and one thing you can improve tomorrow. Keep it simple. No overwhelming to-do lists, just one step forward. This daily habit rewires your mind to focus on growth, not on some unreachable standard of perfection. Another way to lean into this is by setting realistic goals that challenge you but don't paralyze you. Break big ambitions into manageable chunks. Celebrate small wins. That sense of achievement fuels your momentum and keeps you motivated. Remember, it's the consistent small actions, those better every second moments, that build a life worth living. Also, be mindful of your inner voice. Perfectionism often comes with harsh self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking, "I should be doing better," pause and reframe. Tell yourself, "I'm learning, I'm growing." This subtle shift creates space for patience and kindness toward yourself, which ironically makes progress faster and more sustainable. The journey of self-improvement isn't a sprint. It's a steady walk, sometimes slow, sometimes challenging, but always meaningful. The Stoics knew that true strength comes from endurance and persistence, not from flawless performance. So, choose to focus on the process, not the perfect outcome. Commit to showing up every day, imperfect but determined. You have the power to change your life 1 second at a time. Start now. Embrace self-improvement as your guiding principle. Let go of the need to be perfect, and watch how your growth unfolds naturally, steadily, and powerfully. Number 3, act according to your values. When it comes to forcing yourself to be better every second of your life, one of the most powerful things you can do is to act according to your values. This isn't just some vague advice or a feel-good mantra, it's the core of Stoic living. Said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Think about that. Your values are your internal compass, guiding you through chaos and uncertainty. When you live by them, you create a solid foundation that keeps you steady no matter what's happening around you. So what does it really mean to act according to your values? It means making choices, big and small, that align with who you truly want to be. Not what others expect from you. Not what's convenient or easy, but what feels authentic and right deep down. This requires more than just knowing your values. It demands commitment and discipline. You have to catch yourself in those moments of temptation to stray, procrastinate, or complain, and instead choose the path that your values point to. Here's a practical way to start. Write down the 3 to 5 values that matter most to you. Maybe it's integrity, courage, kindness, or wisdom. Keep this list somewhere visible on your phone, your mirror, your desk. Then each day ask yourself, are my actions right now reflecting these values? When you notice you're slipping, pause, take a deep breath, reset your focus. This little exercise trains your mind to act with intention instead of drifting aimlessly. Remember, Stoicism isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Epictetus reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The difference is in the doing. When you act according to your values, you're stepping into your power. You're refusing to be a passive bystander in your own life. You become the force driving your own growth. Another powerful tool is visualization. Picture yourself at the end of the day. Are you proud of how you acted? Did your actions honor your values? If not, don't beat yourself up. Use that as fuel to do better tomorrow. This reflection creates a feedback loop that strengthens your resolve. Living by your values also means learning to say no. No to distractions, no to shortcuts, no to behaviors that pull you away from your best self. It can feel uncomfortable, but remember Seneca's words. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. By saying no to what doesn't align, you create space for what truly matters. Start today, right now. Act with purpose. Let your values be the quiet force pushing you forward every second. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about those small, consistent decisions that build a life worth living. Because when you choose to live by your values, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, evolving, becoming exactly who you were meant to be. Number 4, learn from every experience. When it comes to forcing yourself to be better every second of your life, one of the most powerful tools you have is the ability to learn from every experience. This isn't just about getting smarter or gaining knowledge. It's about transforming every moment, good or bad, into a stepping stone toward becoming the best version of yourself. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." In other words, every experience, even the tough ones, carries a lesson if you're willing to see it. Now here's the thing. You have to train yourself to notice those lessons. It's easy to let moments pass by, especially when they're uncomfortable or disappointing. But when you catch yourself in those moments, pause, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What can I do differently next time? This simple habit rewires your mind to be constantly evolving. It turns setbacks into setups for success. Here's a practical exercise to get you started. At the end of each day, spend 5 minutes reflecting on what happened. Write down one thing you learned, no matter how small or big. Maybe you noticed how impatience crept in, or you realized the value of slowing down before reacting. Over time, these reflections will build a mental toolkit you can draw on in real time. Remember who said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you face challenges, don't just endure them, let them shape you. Ask yourself, how can this difficulty push me forward rather than hold me back? Another way to embed this into your life is to embrace a mindset of curiosity instead of judgment. When things don't go your way, resist the urge to criticize yourself or others harshly. Instead, get curious. What happened? Why? What's within my control to change? This calm approach turns frustration into fuel for growth. Learning from every experience means being honest with yourself too. It's tempting to gloss over mistakes or blame circumstances, but real progress demands ownership. When you own your part, you gain power to change, adapt, and improve. So start right now. Make it your mission to turn every experience into an opportunity. When life hands you a challenge, don't shrink away, lean in. Reflect, question, and adjust. By doing this every day, every second, you're not just moving through life, you're actively sculpting the person you want to be. This isn't about perfection. It's about relentless, steady growth. It's about forcing yourself, gently but firmly, to be better bit by bit, moment by moment. The Stoics knew this path isn't easy, but they also knew it's the path to true freedom and peace. You've got this. Start learning from every experience today and watch how your life transforms. Number 5, cultivate mental resilience. When it comes to forcing yourself to be better every single second of your life, cultivating mental resilience isn't just some fancy concept, it's your secret weapon. Life will throw curveballs. It will test you in ways you didn't expect. But here's the thing. Mental resilience is what keeps you standing, steady, and ready to move forward no matter how tough the storm gets. The Stoics knew this well. Reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, what does cultivating mental resilience actually mean for you? It means training your mind to bounce back quickly when things go wrong. It means building a mindset where challenges aren't threats but opportunities to grow stronger. It's about refusing to let setbacks define you, and instead, letting them shape the version of yourself that refuses to quit. To get started, begin with awareness. Catch yourself the next time negativity creeps in or when you feel overwhelmed. That's your cue to pause, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you control your reaction, not the situation itself. This little shift is huge. Epictetus said it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You have the power to decide. Now try this exercise. When a tough moment hits, write down 3 things you can control about the situation. It might be your attitude, your next action, or how you communicate. Focusing on what you can control rewires your brain away from helplessness toward empowerment. Next, build your resilience muscle by embracing discomfort regularly. Mental resilience grows when you step out of your comfort zone, when you face challenges head-on instead of avoiding them. Start small. Push yourself to do one thing daily that feels a bit uncomfortable or challenging. Over time, those small acts accumulate, and suddenly, what once seemed impossible feels manageable. Remember, resilience isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to be invincible. It's about acknowledging how you feel, then choosing to move forward anyway. The Stoics didn't deny pain or difficulty. They accepted it with calm and dignity. You can do the same. When you feel knocked down, say to yourself, "This is temporary. I will rise." Let those words be your anchor. Finally, reflect daily. Spend a few minutes each evening considering how you handled the day's difficulties. What did you learn? How did you grow? What will you do differently tomorrow? This reflection helps you spot patterns, recognize your progress, and prepare for future challenges with more confidence. Mental resilience isn't a trait you're born with, it's a habit you build. And like any habit, it requires practice, patience, and persistence. So, start today. Start now. Train your mind to bend without breaking, to stand tall when the winds blow hard, and to become a force that no setback can stop. You owe it to yourself to cultivate this inner strength. Because when your mind is resilient, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're becoming the person spoke of, someone who embodies strength, wisdom, and calm in the face of life's chaos. So take that deep breath, focus, and commit to becoming mentally unbreakable. Every second counts. Remember, change doesn't wait. Every second is a new chance to push yourself a little harder, to grow a little stronger, to become the person you're meant to be. Stoicism isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about choosing action over comfort, progress over excuses, every single moment. So right now, decide to force yourself forward. No more waiting, no more doubting. Your best self is built 1 second at a time. Make those seconds count. Thanks for watching. Now go out there and be better.